Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Antiques. And we got, part of the crew here. Ronnie's not able to be with us this morning.
We got 75% of the crew.
75.
We'll do our best to fill.
Oh, okay. Can we fill that void?
Guess what?
What's that?
Everybody's going to get to see you on the other side. They're going to get to see not just the back of your head, but the front of it.
Oh, no.
We'll see.
Let's not scare them.
Well, what we're going to do, we've eased them into it over these past several months or several years,
Right.
Now, it's time to come out, Howard. You're going to get to reveal your face.
Oh, no.
Like that guy on TV, always talk behind the fence, and you could hear him and see his cap.
Well, these guys always kind of like the guy that was the unknown comic that wore the paper bag over his head on some. What was that? Some dumb show that was on.
Was that on the Gong Show?
The Gong Show.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
Evidently, it done all right.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we're going to talk about what?
We're going to go fishing.
We're going to go fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing.
Hey, where else can you go fishing and still stay right here and have fun?
Well, that's true.
All right, now.
All right, my part. So if you've listening right now and you want to catch us later, you can watch us on channel 193 on Charter. You can also catch us on Facebook on Let's Talk Antiques, YouTube. Let's Talk Antiques. You search it; it's the first thing coming up, and also on LightTube every day on LightTube, and so that's where you catch us later. Of course, you can catch us live in the morning on WMSR.
My goodness, that's me up there in that little picture.
That is you.
Oh,
somewhere in there.
I look pretty good from a distance.
Now I can superimpose the back of your head on the front, just from the old footage I have. If you,
these guys with Photoshop do everything, don't they?
That's kind of scary, though, what they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? They could put you on the beach with a bunch of bikini-wearing girls, and your wife would not like that. But she would think that was you.
Yeah, that's true.
Or we could stick you in the middle of a bunch of antiques like we did once before,
Well, I'm over here with an antique.
That's
now.
right.
I'm sitting right next to one.
We stuck you right in the middle of a bunch of gas pumps one time, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah. That's cool.
And Philip.
Oh yeah.
So today we're going to go fishing, right?
That's the plan.
So you mean you can buy fish on eBay?
Sure you can. You can buy anything on eBay.
So do either of y'all fly fish? Since
no.
that's mostly our target on today.
I tried it once. I didn't catch one fly.
You must have the wrong bait.
You should have used a bigger fish.
Or a bigger cube of sugar.
Maybe an older fish. They draw flies as they.
That makes sense.
That's bad.
Well, I don't know.
I think I see the source of your problem, Howard.
We were talking a little bit ago about gene pool.
Yeah.
So we're good about talking about what is hot. Each week we try to come up with what is the hot thing right now. Mm-hmm. So one of the hot things right now is old fishing lures. And believe it or not, it goes back, I think, like into the 1700s or 1400s.
1400s.
Yeah. And then they actually started manufacturing the fishing lures stuff. I mean, their companies popped up in United States in the 1800s, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But prior to that, in the 1700s, was it that they made fishing lures? Some fancy companies and.
Yep.
Well, anyway, you're going to tell all
Let me get to
why don't you do it, and I'll quit doing all the guessing part of it.
Right.
The sport of fishing has more equipment associated with it than any other sport, and the development of fly fishing has a long history. This means collectors can find all manner of items. The earliest written record of the first fly pattern dates from the 1460s. There is also resurgence in the sport of fly fishing, meaning fly fishing tackle continues to sell well in antique shops and in specialized auctions. The success of regional fly fishing shows and the emergence of new bamboo fly rod makers and fly reel makers have also enlivened the field. The first rods made for sport fishing with the fly were introduced in the 1700s, and the first true tackle makers emerged in the early 1800s, including the founding of Farlow's in the UK in 1840, and of Hardy's, perhaps the most famous global fly fishing brand, founded in 1872. The first American tackle maker, Orvis, was founded in 1856. Many of the first tackle makers were also gunsmiths who expanded into fly fishing tackle as sport fishing became more popular with the availability of more leisure time. The first manufactured American fly reels were designed in the mid-1800s, with the first reel patented by Billinghurst in 1854. American brands dating from the turn of the 17th century and up to the 1950s, such as Orvis, Leonard, Payne, Thomas, Edwards, Cosmic, Garrison, Pinky, Gillum, Granger, and Winston, are very collectible. Classic and collectible fly rods can run from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars for the rarest makes and models. For instance, in recent auctions at Lang's Auction Company, some of the more desirable Payne rods sold for $1,851 to $3,750, and rare Leonard rods achieved prices around $1,028. Very early American brands from the mid to late 1800s, like Thomas Conroy, William Murphy, B.F. Nichols, Charles Wheeler, John McCard, John Landam, and the original H.L. Leonard from Bangor, Maine, and even Thaddeus Norris, which is very rare, from one of the godfathers of the American Fly Fishing Company himself, and also valuable and hard to find in good condition. A Thaddeus Norris rod was sold recently at Lang's auction for $4,356. Norris rods are considered one of the rarest American rods and have achieved prices well over $10,000 in past auctions. If you ever find a rod made by Samuel Phillip of Easton, Pennsylvania, or his son Solon Phillip, and are able to authenticate it, you have found one of the holy grails of antique tackles. British fly rods from Hardy's or Farlow's are also quite desirable. Fly rods with their original cases, bags, or rod tubes are also very desirable. Fly reels also very collectible, with the leading brands like Vom Holf, Orvis, Leonard, Thomas Conroy, Cosmic, and Meek, and the salmon reels made by Stan Bogdan, achieving very good prices. A beautiful marbleized salmon rod by Philbrook and Payne sold at Lang's in 2007 for $29,000, and a Leonard bimetal rod sold recently for almost $3,000, with a very rare marbleized Leonard trout reel selling for over $6,900. Vom Holf at Lang's have achieved prices in the $1,500 to $2,000 range, and more modern Stan Bogdan salmon reels have recently sold between $1,800 and $4,300. A very rare Billinghurst birdcage reel, with the only complete box ever found, sold for $40,000 several years ago. The Hardy Angler's guide catalogs have also become very collectible in themselves. That's the only thing out of this that I have any personal experience with, is the Hardy Angler's guide catalog. Mm-hmm. They've also become very collectible in themselves as a permanent historical guide to what was on offer from the tackle houses in the early to mid 1900s. Granted, mine weren't old. So, in general, eBay and the internet have made it much easier to locate and buy and sell antique fly fishing tackle, which has put pressure on some prices as the examples of the items are located. So there you go.
Okay,
I had no idea that
I got a question. You read all those. What about my old open-face Zebco that I bought at Kmart about 25 years ago?
Well, just look up his Zebco.
I think I paid $3.98 for it at the time.
I'll see if you can get anything. We've got a
They're worth a lot
Zebco
of money, Howard.
official Boy Scout. Okay, we got a rare Zebco 33 and a commemorative 10 and pamphlet.
Is that yours?
No.
Okay.
They were asking $275 and took a best offer. All right, and then you get down to things that sold. You can see
A Boy Scout one?
Yeah, Boy Scout vintage Zebco Boy Scout cast spin cast reel with box and sticker. It's a 2202, and it's sold for $49.
What number's yours, Howard?
I think it was a 303 or something like that.
Here's a collectible. Here's a Fishosaurus Rex children's rod. Was yours a children's rod or an
No,
adult?
mine. I was an adult.
Was yours the full-grown rod?
Yeah.
Yes, here's
So
the
you're making fun of me now.
Oh, I'm not. No, I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
$49.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't have the Snoopy rod from 1996? It's worth $37.
We'll try. Just plug in 303 up there at the top. And let's just see if we can find that rare.
For some strange
Let's
reason,
see if we can find that rare.
I don't even know if that was the right number.
Here we go.
Yep.
I've got $56.01.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty good
For the-
return on your money.
not bad.
For the reel. There you go. Okay.
Now, but in all seriousness, you were talking about the baits,
Yeah, or the flies.
and on fly are hand tie. A lot of people hand tie their own. So if you could find perhaps a hand tied bait from a celebrity that he did or he or she did herself, wouldn't that be worth a lot of money?
Yeah. You did most of those celebrities when they did that? Did they sign them, Howard?
Well, no, but you'd have
Yeah.
to. They would have like a collection. You know, I'm thinking that some of the presidents of our country were big fly fishermen at one time, many
yeah.
years ago. I seem like I've read that somewhere, and I was just wondering, you know, that maybe if you came across or could find some of that, that would really be something that would be valuable.
Well, there was one particular actor. I mean, he was really into the fly fishing. I can't remember. He's an older actor like Spencer Tracy type.
Some of those
Back then.
Yeah.
One of those. But that fly fishing, evidently, it's a big thing because we're going to get into some of the prices. But, there's a local, we're about ready to take a break.
Yeah, pretty soon.
But there's a local gentleman that lives out around Summitville. When I ran the first time for election, I knocked on his door, and guess what he makes? He makes the worms and some of that stuff. He makes them out of molds.
Oh, out of molds.
And he's
Okay.
got a good business. But, that's just one local person here that makes it.
Well, it's quite a hobby, I believe, the hand-tied fly fishing bait. You know. And then a lot of other people try to work up something, the regular baits. I don't know what
Here's the only way
lures, I guess that would
Here's
be
the way
a
I'd
lure.
like to fish. I'd like to do it like, what was that one comedian told that officer that patrols the lakes and stuff, said, do you want to fish? Or, when you give him that stick of dynamite, you lift it.
Yeah.
That'd be either that or a crank, one of those old crank phones. Now, I've got one of those. I can go fishing anytime I want to.
Yeah.
That'll roll them up.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a stick of dynamite really brings up a lot of fish. You
Does
get
it?
your limit right away.
Yeah. Well, crank phone will do the
But
same thing.
Well, yeah, and and you don't have to worry about getting the game warden over there because they usually come when they hear an explosion.
Yeah.
Just don't use the dynamite too close to the dam when you're doing it.
Or too close to your boat.
Yeah, there you go. That too.
Well, I was thinking more of using the crank phone. What do you say?
You can have a lot of fun with that crank.
Why don't we take a break and you think about
Yeah,
that?
let me go run to the.
Jump on the other side
I
now.
got to jump on the other side.
All right, we'll just have dead air while you walk around the table.
No, we won't have dead air. Me and you can talk about him, right?
You want me here? I'll drop out one. The highest single fly I found was a vintage classic hand-tied lure, Billy Hill, Chebeague Island, Maine. 30 bids for that fly went for $167. So that's the biggest single one I have.
All right, with that, we're going to take a break.
Yeah, I think we need to take a break.
Pay a light bill.
We will be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back here with Let's Talk Antiques.
Well, get over here.
And I guess I got to switch microphones
Yeah.
again.
Okay, well, you're going to lose 5 pounds today.
I need to lose at least 10.
Get over here.
David had me change my search to not just flies, but to an
General.
overall fishing equipment. So here's a so the most valuable thing we had is not an actual piece of fishing equipment, but David's favorite. It's an advertisement. Original
Oh,
Winchester 5-panel fishing tackle display frame. So it's gosh, what are they? About a foot wide and 2 foot tall. So it's a 5-piece little posters that you hang up on the wall beside each other. Circa 1924. They were asking $5,000 and took a best offer, but the best offer was over $4,500. So
Yeah, but I had to pay $30 shipping.
That's right. But you got free returns.
Well, yeah.
if you didn't like it,
So I could Xerox it and then send it back.
there you go. Oh man, what a great idea.
Howard, that's crooked.
Oh, got caught again.
What's that next little fellow?
This is a 1930 Oscar Peterson pike, collectible old fishing spearing decoy. It's an ice fishing lure, which I don't really have much experience with ice fishing either. So
I tried that one time.
How did
You
it
did.
work for you?
I went out there, and I dug a hole big enough for the boat. And by that time, it was time to go home.
So you didn't take
So
the meat.
I didn't catch a fish.
So
I
you
spent all
didn't
my
take
time
your-
chopping a hole in the fish.
You didn't take
in the
your
lake.
ice saw and saw your little circle.
No, I
and
had an ice
Put
pick.
your little tent.
I had
and-
this ice pick.
Boy, that'd take a while.
It did.
Unless you did 2 ice
I'm
picks.
sorry.
There were 32 bids on this, and it went for $4,550.
$9 shipping.
There you go. Now,
But in all seriousness,
Yeah.
I did have an uncle that lived in Wisconsin, and they used to go fishing on the lake up there, Lake Winnebago, and it froze over in the wintertime, and it was a big sport, and he loved it. And the only thing is, you had a little shanty. I guess you drug out.
Well,
or
you
pushed
just
out.
slid it out there, didn't you?
You
like
slid
a
it
little
out,
shed?
pulled it out with your car.
looks like an ice house or
or your
outhouse.
later
Yeah.
snowmobile. Yeah, it does look a little bit like it.
Maybe you borrow the
But
outhouse.
he loved
and,
it. But I've never ice fished, honestly.
When I went to Colorado a couple of years ago in January, we drove by a lake where there were people out. Like half the lake, people were ice skating on, and half the lake, people were fishing on.
Yeah.
And it was like 53 degrees. It was warmer there than it was here, and people, I just can't find myself driving a snowmobile out onto a lake when it's 50 degrees outside, even though I
No.
know that the ice is thick and
Well,
stuff.
I
it's
remember
still-
my uncle telling me, though, that if you did go out there with something and it fell in, you had to pay to have it removed. You couldn't leave it down. In other words, if your shanty fell in or your, excuse me, if your car fell through, you had to have it removed. You could not leave
really?
it in the lake, yeah.
So you don't. So
So
you
it-
didn't like sign your shanty or anything, so that way you could
Right,
just
you didn't put any
abandon it.
names on it.
You write your neighbors that you didn't like the name. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Get your neighbor's tag to put on your vehicle.
Yeah. Now I think you'd probably want to get the car if the car went.
Well, what good would it be?
Well, yeah, good point.
No, that.
All right.
There's some big prices on some of these lures. Though.
Here's a huge collection of Bailey's old-fashioned, hard-to-get mini lures. Let's see. Hard to get, most good-looking, many never fished. They haven't been cleaned. They are in the shape I found them. The cases do not go with them because of shipping. Thanks for looking. So these are just what says about 20 or 30 lures there. It's sold for $4,500. So somebody must know something about those. There's one, next one has
Here's the deal.
a lot of 1,000 lures.
Wow.
42 bids on that went for $4,000. So
You could start your own store with that.
that seems.
So how much is that a piece if there's 1,000 of them, Howard, and it brought $4,000?
A bunch.
Would it be a quarter?
Yeah, no. About,
It wouldn't?
wouldn't it be?
What?
I don't know.
If it was $1,
Let me get my
it was
calculator.
$4.
For about $4 each, right?
At $4, it'd be 4,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it'd be about well, it's not a bad deal. You
free
probably-
shipping on that one too. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good deal on that.
You like that deal?
I like that deal.
I'm gonna buy it just for the free shipping.
Yeah.
So next is a Bud Stewart antique vintage lot of 53 fishing lures, hand painted. They wanted $4,000 for it, but took a best offer. But the best offer was like probably about $3,500. It looks like through here. So Bud Stewart is a good brand to have.
So
Here-
you must fish.
No, not at all.
Well, you're talking like somebody that does.
Well, I fish a lot of Captain D's. or what's the other one? What's the other?
Long John Silver.
Long John Silver's.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we don't have one of those in town though, so I keep forgetting.
Yeah, drive
about
to
that.
Winchester for that. Yeah.
Well, there's one. No, there's not one in Tullahoma either. It's Winchester's. Yeah.
Winchester's the closest. There you go.
Yeah, they.
Here's a rare vintage Hardy 2 3/4 inch Triumph Silex reel. So it's our first reel. It's in its original box, circa 1925. It says 1 of 5 produced. So they wanted $3,700, and they got over $3,500 for it. So not too bad. Here is an original 1944 Oscar Peterson fish decoy carver signed painting. So I guess this guy had to do with painting famous fish decoys, although it's mostly a forest.
Yeah.
He-
Maybe there's a decoy laying on the ground.
There you go. They wanted $3,400, and they got at least $3,300 for it. So
Here's another good lure.
here is this the this is our next highest price single lure. Outstanding head-and combination of an EE plus bait with crisp, clean box with the paper included.
So that's got the documentation.
Right, yeah. 44 bids on that went for $3,300. Howard, you ever bid would your wife let you bid $3,300 on a
No.
on a fishing lure?
You tell us your eBay number, and I'll make sure you get one of these.
Yeah, I bet you would. You're very nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a lure, a reel.
Is that the one of only 500?
There you go. Rare ABU Garcia Ambassador 5500 CDL. This is a 1976 bass fishing reel, and only 500 were made of these. They wanted $3,500, and they got a little north of $3,150. And the next thing that sold was another one of these. So they must have bought 2 of those. Good investment, though. I doubt it cost $3,000 to start with.
Heck no.
Here's a vintage ABU Zebco Cardinal 3 and a Penn 316Z spinning reel lot. So there's 5 reels there.
Mm-hmm.
They were asking $3,000 and got right at $3,000. Yeah, just right
But
at.
$120 worth of shipping?
Is it? Oh, well, it came from Malaysia.
Oh,
so they've
yeah,
got a,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't see the Malaysia over there in small print.
I don't know if the buyer was in Malaysia either, though. That would have been
Yeah, that would have been high.
here's a Charleston 8550C fly fishing reel. So here's just a reel by itself. They're asking $3,500 and got about $3,000 for that.
I think this fishing stuff's high.
It does seem to be
can
high.
be. Now this is what I'd want if I start here is Fredrickson fish spear fishing vintage cabinet bait lure gun. So it's a spring loaded spear gun for the fishing.
Yeah, I've seen movies of that. But
There you go. Yeah.
You know,
James Bond. He carries one of those in his car, I think.
Yeah, and don't you do that with a bow and arrow? Can't you?
Well, Tarzan made his out of a cane.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
True, yeah.
yeah.
Well, there were 7 bids on it. It went for $2,950. Let's see.
Here's another high dollar lure.
Boy, I'll say.
Rare Shakespeare wood minnow lure in the picture box. So it comes with the original box. Shakespeare number 43 minnow. Oh, it's in a number 42 box though. So 24 bids at $2,850 though. Man.
Give us one more, and I think we're going to have to take a break. He's headed to the other side.
Oh, okay. I thought you just.
You getting tired?
I thought you just hurt his feelings.
I'm getting ready to make some money over here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm spending money over there.
Okay.
We got a Diamond Manufacturing Company, Diamond Submarine lure. It dives, dances, and wiggles and wobbles. It was made in St. Louis, and the buy it now on that, which they got, was $2,750. Woo!
Boy, that's a lot of money. Just think of all the fish you could buy at the fish market.
There you go.
Yeah, with one lure.
I don't know if it would improve my chances of catching a fish any at all, though.
I never had the luck. Be honest with you, I used to buy those lures, when I did fish, and I would throw and throw and throw and throw, and then I'd finally give up, put a worm on a bobber, and catch a fish.
Or
There you
a
are.
piece of bread.
Or a piece of bread. We'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Well, we're back here with more Let's Talk Antiques, and we're talking about fishing equipment, lures, baits. It's unbelievable some of the prices this stuff is bringing.
Hey, I was telling you on the break before we get back to that. I went to an auction the other day. This is the third Dick Langford auction, and I'm here to tell you that young people are investing in old signs and anything, wheels, signs, posters. I mean, it just amazes me. There was a young man sitting right beside me. He's about my daughter's age, about 50. But I mean, to me, that's young. What do you say?
Yeah,
Eric?
that's young.
Well, anyway, it's good to see. But not only are they investing in it, and I think
They're driving up the prices.
yes, they are driving up.
They're definitely doing that.
I estimated one price, and my friend Danny Jernigan estimated another, and neither one of us was no way near close.
They're
Yeah.
about tripled it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Which- yeah,
I mean,
so
it's just great to see young people get
Well,
involved.
things like that. If you have say $5,000 in cash, and you can put it into the stock market and maybe make 5%, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
or you can buy a collectible item and maybe make 20%,
That's-
or even double your money,
Oh, yeah.
100% on certain things. Now you got to know what you're doing and what you're buying and what
Right.
you expect.
But you're exactly right, and even the investment people are saying, diversify and put some of it in this type of stuff.
Right.
Old signs, gas pumps, and Coke machines, and those old signs can be from gas memorabilia to soda memorabilia.
Gas pumps are going crazy.
Oh golly!
Hey, it's and you just watch what is it, the car auctions.
Oh yeah.
And you see a car that I can remember were brand new for $4,000 or $5,000, going for $300,000 and $400,000. Of course, they're better than new now, but because
but golly, Harry.
but still, what a return on investment.
Yeah, and you know, and like they have some of them they call survivor cars that they don't paint. You know, they still got all the original paint. They're really bringing a lot of money now.
Well, that was the other thing, that got me here a few years ago. I was watching television, and this guy finds this Stutz Bearcat, I think it was, in a garage, and they bring it back to his place, and they clean it all up, get it running, tune it up, and he says, we'll just leave it like it is. That's patina. And I'm thinking, that's dirt. That's rust. But they clear coated it so it didn't get any worse. But they didn't fix it back to normal, original. And that's patina. I had never heard of it at that time. Now it's all you hear on there. Patina.
They call them survivors.
Survivors, yeah.
That's what I found. This website the other day called Hemmings. Have you ever looked around there?
Hemmings is a big company. I mean, they've been around a long time.
They got a great magazine.
And it made me wish I still had my old Volkswagen van, because this has got a 1970 Oldsmobile Delta 88.
Oh boy!
Now it's a convertible.
Isn't that pretty?
Still, and the price on it is $20,000 for this car, and.
What did it cost new? Maybe $6?
You think it even cost that much?
Maybe.
I don't know. 70s, that's maybe. I don't know. And that was an Oldsmobile, which was an upscale car.
It was.
It wasn't the cheap
Better than
Chevy or something like that. You know, the Chevys were cheap. Oldsmobile and Pontiac was the next step up, and I guess Oldsmobile was the next step up after that.
And guess who owned the boats?
GM.
That's right.
There you go. All right. Well, let me jump back to fishing.
Yeah, fishing.
So, I just ran across something. There was a story about an electric car that was that they had found and brought me to that website. So that made me look around and go, "Wow, this is amazing what cars from the '70s and even the '80s are bringing."
Yeah.
So back to fishing lures. All right, now this is just a refined down to lures only search. So a bulldog lure, butcher twin tail, hard bait. So this looks like some kind of worm type thing with two 3-prong hooks hanging off of it. $8,500.
$8,000.
Yeah.
How old is it?
Free local pickup, no shipping even. Let's see. Where was?
Does it say down in the description?
Let me get a. Everything must go. Well, no, it's just bulldog bait.
I guess you'd have to know what you're
it's
dealing with.
Made out of rubber. Yeah, apparently somebody knows something about it. Or
$8,000 for a fishing lure.
Here is a 1902 Dowagic slope nose expert casting bait. Hand carved surface bait. It's got the paperwork that goes with it. Oh yeah, go. Oh, this is an asking price. Sorry, $6,300.
Still.
Somehow I missed my sold button. Sorry,
Well,
David.
hit that sold button again because you had a fly rod.
There you go.
1946 you wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's over here. All right, so I've got a Dickerson bamboo fly rod. It's a 1946. Model number 861711 for those in the know. It says it's in original perfect condition. So it's 46. Yeah. $3,000 or best offer, and it brought at least $2,500.
Well, what about a reel to go with it?
You got to have your.
Oh, that was just the
the rod.
Just the bamboo fly rod.
wow.
Yeah. Here's a Bogdan Trout wide mouth fly reel, 2 3/4 inch, right hand version. They wanted $3,000, but they settled for $2,500 too.
What do you think about that, Harry?
I don't know. I get, it's like a lot of things. I kind of dabble in a little bit in old cars, and people think that's probably a waste and stupid. But if that's your interest, and there are people, really get into this and know all about it.
Well, the way you dabble is the right way because you actually know how to work on it. But now, if somebody buys an old car and wants to hire everything done,
that's
different.
That's different, and you don't want to do that.
You do it because you enjoy dealing with the cars and
Yeah.
and making something out of that, make that car run or
Right.
whatever.
That's the fun part for me. It's kind of strange because once you get them finished, they're not much fun anymore
I
for
know.
me.
Then you go on to another car,
Then,
don't
then
you?
you want to look for, and the only problem there is I find as I get older, it's harder to lay on the ground to work on those old cars. So,
Well,
you know.
You think I ought to buy you a lift for Christmas?
There you go.
All right.
I might just do that.
Yeah, I bet.
Let me see if I can get a year on this one here real quick.
Oh, you found
this
you
is-
found another lure, didn't you?
Let's see. It doesn't
Lucky
have
13.
Yeah, it doesn't have a description, just pictures.
I like that word, Lucky 13.
This is a Hedden Lucky 13 old fishing lure. It says its color, which is it's silver with green
Green, yeah.
green painted on it. It's what I would consider one of my granddaddy's fishing lures that I would have seen him had. Maybe I should see if he's got this one.
I bet he
Because
does.
there were 25 bids on this, and it went for $2,500.
You know, no telling what you might have in that old fishing tackle box out there in the garage
Well,
that
I'm
you
gonna
haven't
tell you,
looked at in
You're a
many
good
years.
example of, like your parents and your grandparents passing down things.
Yeah.
Like this piece that you just brought in that makes lead soldiers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice piece. Got the molds, got everything come with it.
Yeah, and
Even the book.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have the original paperwork with an
Ain't that
item,
nice?
it really increases the value. I've noticed.
And by the way, in this book, if you had the ladle that pours the lead, it was a quarter.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
And I don't know when that book was printed, but it's probably from back in the early 1900s at least.
Yeah.
Maybe, or maybe 1910, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We can't find a date on
Well,
it.
it has to be after World War One because they're making World War One soldiers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
But it's right in there.
But
All
that's the same with these fishing lures. Somebody that has maybe the granddad or their father, or well, even their mother, for that matter, might have been an avid fisherman or fishing person, and they have an old tackle box that's been out in the garage. You might be sitting on a little bit of money. You never know.
Yeah, it pays to go look. I think, Howard, that's why this show has lasted 20 years. That we've educated enough people that I think that's one of the reasons that estate auction done so well. People, the lights came on,
Yeah,
and they want to make an investment because they see the value.
in things like this.
Yes.
Next, I got me a classic Charmer minnow, green and white Barbara Pole bait from Springfield, Missouri, from 1910.
It's got a little propeller on the nose.
It does, yeah. One of those. It says green and white, but sure looks like green and yellow to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
With a black head on it, and it's like 3 triple hooks hanging off of it.
I wonder if that's the original wood that they never painted. They shellacked it.
Oh, probably so.
Yeah, and it makes it
What's
look yellow as it aged.
It
Yeah.
could very well be.
Well, people were interested in 36 bids, and it sold for $2,152. Wow. I have a Donnelly Redfin Minnow with the box, rare 1911 lure. $2,100 was their buy it now on that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a rare Surface Charmer Minnow fishing lure. It's got the barber pole on it. It's kind of golden red swirled. 25 bids, $2,045. Here's our spring-loaded Viking spear fishing pole. One bid on that, but it went for $2,000. Yeah.
Well, what's the
Sturgeon spearfish decoy, 48-inch. So this is to spearing pike, musky fish. So this is to get them to come hang out beside you, beside your hole in the ice, I guess. And 23 bids on that, $1,932. Woo!
Hey,
Yep, about
take-
time. Got a breaking point?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
yeah, but when we do, Howard, when
Yeah.
we come back, we're going to get more down to we're going to do just lures, just rods, just reels, and for the last few minutes and see what the highest rod, the highest reel,
Okay.
and see what we can
Sounds
find.
interesting. All right, we'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques, and we're still talking about fishing gear
Well,
items.
You know, we've talked besides the first 15 minutes, so we've talked about 30 minutes, Howard, of just fishing lures and reels and whatever and rods, but we're still in the $1,700 brackets.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of amazing, isn't it, the pricing?
Yeah. We don't have no Zepcos in here, evidently.
We have not hit Zebco yet on the
you got to
above
look on
1700.
the Kmart page.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now here's a good one. This goes. It says it goes with the spearing. So this is a snapping turtle spearing decoy, wood carved by Casey Edwards, which I guess if you're in the know is somebody who demands some money.
So it's like a little baby turtle.
Well, I couldn't say. It doesn't say how big it is.
I bet it's like a baby turtle because I guess fish like those little baby turtles.
I figure it's to attract other turtles because it says it's a spearing decoy. So I figure you're spearing turtles.
You think it's a giant turtle?
I think it's a foot across.
Does it say that?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say in the description how big it is. I looked.
Yeah, you would think they would give you
It just
the
talked about.
dimensions.
It just talked about how great the carver was in the description. So, it has articulated feet and heads, which means that all the arms and legs move in the water, and the head moves around in the water too.
So he's kind of in the water moving around,
Yeah.
and something comes to get him,
Maybe.
and you spear whatever comes to get him.
Either something comes to get him or something comes to visit him, right?
Visit him. Yeah.
Well,
there you
Depends
go.
what size he is.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I
It'd
guess.
be the other turtles to visit him if he's a full-size turtle.
Well, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
So he's got like a little strap thing on the back of it, or a little metal ring, so that you can tie him off. So
Well,
anyway,
you don't want what's coming to get him to take him.
right, it's true. 58 people bid on this, and it went for $1,732.
Good grief.
There you go. Here's a 1906, another minnow, which has a spinner on the front and the back, and lots of hooks hanging all over it. This is old wood. Let's see, vintage antique tackle, Elliott and Bailey, Manitou minnow. To buy it now was $1,725.
Hey, hang on just a second. Look, I know you like this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Now, we're not going to say it out loud, but here, write your eBay number and your password, and I'm going to buy you one. Now, don't write
as a
nothing
gift.
that's not right.
As a gift.
You want me to tell you the truth?
Yes.
Oh, on second thought.
Here is a this looks like a little atomic bomb to me. Shakespeare Baby
It does.
Revolution in early black
Where's
box.
that one at?
It looks like two silver baubles on the end. And let me pull this up and try and get a better look at it. A Shakespeare Baby Revolution in early black box. The box is unusually good condition with full undamaged top label and fully legible silver print, and also a complete mailing list on the bottom. Has to be about as good as they get and comes with the correct bait. I will always combine shipping. Let's see, it doesn't go into the details on it. I guess you know what you're looking for if you're shopping for one of those, because the 40 bids and it went for $1,650. So.
Good grief.
but it's a crazy looking thing. I have no idea what the
Got that.
Oh, there it is.
what that's used for.
It does look like a bomb, don't it? Like a torpedo.
All right, so did you ever use one of those, Howard? It's pretty
No.
strange. Y'all have to look up that on eBay. It's Shakespeare Baby Revolution. Is the
Early black box.
let's see if I can get something. Now here's a vintage Hedden Night Radiant Moonlight bait, rare historical American lure. 47 bids on that. It went for $1,527. Here's a Miller's reversible wood minnow lure. It says it's been overpainted. 36 bids on that, $1,430. Here is an 1867 rare Lionheart mechanical spring hook, vintage fish lure. So this is, I guess when they bite it, it's got a second hook on it that's spring loaded. So you can kind of not be paying attention as much, and if a fish grabs it,
It'll sink the hook for you.
you'll sink the hook. There you go.
Wow.
I need that. 17 bids, $1,378. So maybe I won't get that one. But let's see. We got a couple of other things that were like the higher deals. Now these are lower than our overalls. But we have a here's for reels. We have a vintage Super South Bend aluminum cast anti-backlash reel that went for $150. A vintage Stockford reel, number 80, South Bend, very good condition, went for $105. See, I'm just seeing some.
We're getting into the cheap stuff now.
Well, that was
compared to all that high
Yeah.
dollar stuff.
Yeah, let me.
I mean, there's
here's-
a lot of 16, 15,
Here's another.
$1,400 reels.
Here's another bamboo fly rod, vintage. This is a Dickerson model. Looks like it comes in 3 pieces. 12 bids on that, went for $2,005. Man, that's a lot for a
piece of bamboo.
piece of bamboo. You know, I mean, it seems like you could replicate that for a little less.
Or grow it.
Grow it. Well, you got to put some time in for that.
Well, it looks like it'd be worth it.
Here's a vintage H.L. Leonard bamboo fly rod, 8 foot long, 2.5 ounces. 16 bids on that, went for $1,125. Here's an 8-foot Orvis split bamboo fly rod, 2-piece, 7 weight, has the serial number on it. 37 bids on that, went for $1,125.
Hey, one thing about today's show, we've learned a lot about the price of fish and stuff.
That's it.
Now we know why fish are so expensive at the store.
Hey, but you can get you a $100,000 boat to go fishing too, can't
Well,
you?
yeah, you got to have that.
That's
and
right.
then you got this big expensive fish.
I saw some nice new boats going down the highway yesterday, and I was
Oh,
like, man,
yeah.
that's
Yeah. And you got those fish finders and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And and it would be so much easier if you just used that stick of dynamite we talked about.
Or the crank phone.
Or the crank phone.
I don't know if y'all want to go on the record as endorsing those. on
No,
the
no,
radio.
no, no, no. I'll say my name is Philip.
Okay, there you go.
Philip,
Anyway, we're about out of time here.
you want one more thing before we go?
Yeah, I guess so. I got about a minute.
Well, give him one more good item.
Been a fast show.
Here's a 1947 Wright and McGill, number 7633. It's a Granger Aristocrat, 7.5 foot bamboo rod with
Split
the
bamboo.
with the original bag and a GG tube. Very fine condition. 10 bids, $838.
Wow. See, the whole thing is that item there that had the instructions, I think you said, and the original storage bag.
Yeah,
See how
there
much
you go.
that increased the value? If
Absolutely.
you have all that stuff
The
with whatever you're
storage
looking
tube.
at, the price goes up significantly.
It does. It could almost double it, Howard.
It can. It seems like it. Well, it looks like we're about out of time for this week's show.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week already.
Looking forward to next week, and we'll be back with more Let's Talk Antiques next Wednesday at 9. So Have a nice day and stay safe. Bye-bye.